everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, I'd like to show you how to make these super duper cute little bags. These are favor bags, so you could put some candies in here. You could put also a little present for your recipient. It's really cute. It's so easy to do, and of course you could make them bigger. You just need, if you want to have it a little bigger, double the size that I'm gonna give you the measurements, but it's really easy. And of course you can do this in any color and use all kinds of embellishments. I've used very different things here because I've moved away from Panama to France now, and I haven't really recovered everything. I'm still at, you know, all kinds of boxes everywhere, so it's gonna take me some time. So I'm just doing a few stuff with what I have found, and it's very simple. So a lot of ideas. I really like this one pretty much with all these little flowers, and this is what I'm going to show you today. And I will do another one, but bigger, another version, in a future video. So for this one, what you will need is very easy. You will need a piece of paper that I would recommend being cardstock, quite thick, because if you put something a little heavy in here, you could put some earrings or maybe a little bracelet like this one. That would fit perfectly. But if you tend to put something a little heavier, if you use heavy cardstock, I think it'll be just better. Otherwise, just double the bottom of it and put another piece of heavy cardstock. That will do the trick too. So the piece of paper measures in inches, 6 by 6, which is 15 by 15 centimeters. And I'm going to try to give you the measurements in both because some of you do not work with inches, but my square pail is in inches. So even in Europe, we use a lot of American products because you know what? Well, you are the one, if you're American watching, that create a lot of stuff, and we have a lot of American things. Sometimes English also, they are brilliant and beautiful. So anyway, so now I'm going to give you the measurements of the scoring lines, and it's very easy. So the first one you're going to do is at 2 1/4. So, and this is the face I'm going to work with. I'm going to put my nice face up. So 2 1/4. And I'm just doing 2 or 3 passes here because it's quite thick. And the other one is going to be 3 3/4. Apparently for my square pail, I'm going to go a little closer here. I don't know what this is for, this little triangle, because apparently it's not on the 3 3/4. It's a little bit before, and I don't know what it is for because the quarter is here, is not here. So if anyone could tell me what this is for, I'll be happy to know. So let me go back a little. Okay, so first one, 2 1/4, 3 3/4. Okay, then you're going to turn your paper just once, and I will give you the measurements in French just in a second. You're going to score at 1 3/4. And the other one, 1 1/4. I know you're not going to be able to see much, but maybe better here if I put it like this way. That's fine. You're going to have a little piece here that is slightly smaller. So in centimeters, you're going to score at 5 1/2 for the first one. It'll be 5 1/2, 2 1/4, by 9 1/2, 3 3/4. You turn just once. You're going to cut in 4 1/2 centimeters and 10 1/2. 5 1/2, 9 1/2. You turn 4 1/2, 10 1/2 centimeters. Okay, good. If I got mixed up, please let me know. Now we're done with our scoring tool, and we're going to use some scissors. And I would recommend, if you want to work along with me, it's easier. You will see here, there's a little part that is kind of smaller. Hope you'll be able to see it. Let's see. If I turn off the light, is it going to be better? Yeah, I think it might be a little better. So this part here should be horizontal. It's going to be easier for you to work along with me. And we're going to make 4 slits here. We're going to cut 4 times, and I'm cutting slightly inside my lines, my score lines. And I like to use bigger scissors usually when I cut like this, but hey, these are the only one I have found until now, so I'm going to use these. And you turn it, and you do the same thing on the opposite side up to your score line. And this is what you should end up with, okay? Right. Now you'll need, and I'm going to use double-sided tape. You can use glue for this. I don't like to use hot glue for boxes because it gives you a little bit of dimension that sometimes you don't really want, even though I love my hot glue gun. I just love it. So we're going to put some glue on our good side here because this is what we're going to end up with. We're going to do this. It's the beginning of a real box, a rectangle box, and then we'll put these pieces on top of it, okay? So I'm going to put, and you can do either way, this way or this way, it doesn't matter at all. So I'm just going to put some glue here on this one, and the same thing on the other side, on the opposite side. Don't need to put more. Make sure that you're using something that is, how could I say, double-sided tape that is strong, because especially if you're using some heavy cardstock, it's going to help you quite a bit. And I'm just putting my 2 pieces like this. They're a little shorter, they're not going to go all the way up, but that's totally fine. I'm going to do the same thing here. All right, this is what you end up with. And now you're going to be able to see that this piece is slightly too big, but I like it this way. I think it finishes my box a little nicer. And I'm just going to fold here. I didn't crease anything, just in case my measurements were not totally perfect. So I'm just going to crease it, put it on top here, and I'm going to crease it like this. And it's going to make a little flip here inside, which I think gives even a little more interest. It finishes the box. Now that I have done this, I can put my, oops, don't tell me I don't have any. Yes, it's good. I was going to say I didn't buy this one long ago. A little bit of double-sided tape, and I'm going to make sure I match everything. And my little flop here inside. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And it's easier if you leave your box like this. I'm just trying to show you how I'm doing things. I'm trying to align it perfectly with my box. And once I'm okay, I'm just folding over. You see? Like that. Now I can open it and put my double-sided tape. And I'm being generous here because this one it's the easy one. The brand. It seems like it's not enough for this heavy cardstock. And actually our little bag is almost finished. The only thing we're going to do now is slightly press here on the sides. And you can help yourself maybe with a bone folder. If you don't want to have this kind of pointy part here, you can always round it with your bone folder. I don't think it's a big deal, but you may want to do that. Okay, just fold it because your purse is not going to shut close. All right, it's going to stay a little open. So now I'm going to put it aside. What you will need are now 2 handles. So I cut these about 12 centimeters, which is kind of 5 inches, more or less. It doesn't have to be precise. These are going to be our handles, and you can do them the width you like. It's really not that important. And I'm going to also cut, and I've already did that, this piece here that's coming over, and this is what is actually going to shut our purse. So this piece is 3" by 1¼ inch. You don't have to do it exactly. You can do it wider and longer if you wish, which is 8 centimeters by 3. And I think it's a good size. And maybe I could even make it a little shorter, but I think it's just nice, depending on what you put inside, if it's thick or not. Leave yourself a little wiggle room, I think. Okay, I think that's good. So on one side, of course, normally I would take this away. So on one side, I'm just going to put some double-sided tape, which I'm going to call my back side. There's no wrong. Just make sure that if you have one side that is not perfect, you put it on that side. Okay, I'm trying to center it. And I like to do this first and then put my handles on either side. I think it's easier. And what I would recommend doing now is using some Velcro, double-sided Velcro, or use your hot glue maybe for that, because it's easier for the person to open the box and then take her candies, or if it's a present, her present. I think it's much nicer. I haven't found my Velcro yet, and I didn't want to go and buy any because I know that I have quite a lot. So I'm just going to use these little foam squares, self-adhesive foam squares, and I'm just going to use this for now. And I'm going to close my box just a little tiny bit, and I'm going to call it good there in place. You see that? Easy. Now, I think it's maybe a bit long, but I will cut it down next time. Now we're going to put the handles. When you've cut your handles down, what I would recommend is using maybe your bone folder, or you can use a ruler, and kind of break the fibers a little bit. It's going to help you put your handles in place and in shape. I'm going to do this on both of them. Very easy. And now I'm starting also to try and put them in place like this, play with them just a little bit. That's fine. And I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the right side of the color you want to use, and put it here on either side. So I try to make it even on either side of my other piece here. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing here on this piece. And again, I would use cardstock for the handles if you really want to, how could I say, take your bag this way. Otherwise, just put it in your hands. If it's too weak, it's going to tear, the paper is going to tear apart. And I'm putting this like that, sorry. And there you go. And now you've got your little bag. And now I would end up with my decorations. I'm going to do something simple. So I have bought a while ago some flowers. They are just paper flowers, and I usually like to buy them white or a kind of creamy color, like vanilla color. And then what I do, you could use your ink pads with a little brush and come and give a little color to your flowers, blue, green, orange. Or what I've done here, and I just did a little splash of color with alcohol, a mixture of alcohol and acrylic paint that I put in a spray bottle, and I come and spray it. So I probably will show you this in a future video, but it's really easy to do. You don't need a lot of measurements. More water obviously than acrylic paint. And I use good sprays that I buy at Paper Mart, and they're absolutely great. I haven't got any issues with clogging, even though it's acrylic paint. And I use alcohol because it dries very quickly, but you could use water or watercolor to do that as well. It works just fine. So I want to take one that is quite colorful. Let me see. Yeah, I think I like this one. So don't do what I'm doing right now. I'm using regular scissors to cut this because this is metal inside, a wire, but I wouldn't recommend doing this. I just don't know where my pliers are yet. Somewhere in a box. Oh my goodness, somewhere in the garage. This is so, oh, I wish it's gonna be over soon. And I'm not sure it's gonna stick with this double-sided tape. Otherwise, I'm gonna use a piece of foam again. And I'm gonna put it here. Flower is big enough. I don't need to put too much. Maybe I would cut a leaf and put a leaf here to give a little more color. But there you go. Look at these. They're absolutely cute. They're done in minutes. And you can use your scraps for this, because this piece can be a scrap piece of paper. These handles as well. And this is only 6 inches, you know, wide. So I consider that being a scrap piece of paper. So there you go. Please leave me your comments below. Which one do you like? If you would like me to make some bigger ones, because that would be interesting for bigger presents to put inside, like a scarf or whatever you want to offer. And I will do this with pleasure. I've got many other ideas for little purses, but I think it's great for presents. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button to get all the notifications. Don't forget that I do videos in English and in French. They're exactly the same. The English versions are every Tuesday and Friday, and the French Wednesday and Saturday. And also share on social medias, because it also helps my channel to be a little more known on this huge web place. Thank you very much. See you soon and take care. Bye-bye.